we've all seen kids later. We've been to school. We've had friends.
We've seen the evolution of things.
Yeah, we've had classmates that were like, dude, fucking attitude, man. Calm it, bring it down. You know what I mean? These kids exist out there, and you're like, is this the beginning? Like, am I breeding that kind of individual? And it's a little, it perplexes you,
Oh yeah, it's definitely part of everyday life. That's for sure.
I was just about to say exactly.
It's every day.
It's a constant. Till they leave your house. It's constantly working on it.
Yeah, but okay, for me, let me just explain where I'm at. I'm at the situation where attitude comes in two kind of formats. The first format is the attitude of like, I'm cool. Yeah. I'm starting to be cool, and I could talk softer, and I could do this, and I could answer what I want. And then there's the second format, which is your attitude towards solving problems. Whether you're optimist, yeah. So I'm dealing with both. I'm always trying to coach the latter, because the first one just annoys me. So I don't know how to deal with the first one. I'm still testing that. The second one, I know how to deal with it. I tell him, hey, your attitude is very important. It's the most important word in the English dictionary. You know what I mean? You got to get educated. You always have to tackle problems with a good attitude. It's very, very important. The first one, man, I just want to smack him.
I use intimidation.
He's going.
It works.
He's going. The old classic.
It works. No, but I don't stick to it. See, back when my father's day, it was like total intimidation, but stay out of his face for a couple of days before so it doesn't escalate.
Yeah.
I don't go there. I show, there's a way. I show a way out. I guide through that door as well. I don't just push and push and push.
Guys, man, look, my daughter, like last week, I had to punish her because it was like, I mean,
who cried more?
What do you mean last week you had to punish her? I punished 4 times a day.
I think it was twice last hour.
What do you mean last week? What is that?
Honestly, we're very kind of relaxed. Like, I mean, we're like, okay, do whatever you want. But at some point when it has to, today, the house will
come back to bite you.
You're going to pay for it when they're 16, George.
Oh, but look, it's interesting that you bring it up because I'm going to get that. But see, today the house was a mess. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to fucking pick this house up, man. Honestly, I can't. Remember that story I said in the other episode where they come down in the room and they just grab shit? I don't know, for some reason. I don't know if they heard the episode. I don't know what. It just somehow happened that everything fucking left this bedroom and ended up in the living room upstairs, in the kitchen, in the dining room. It was just everywhere. So I'm like, this morning, I'm okay. We're going to pick up the house, man. You know what I mean? And it was like, why? But why? I'm like, just do it. Let's go. And I had to do it so I can show them. And finally, we picked up the house. It took 40 minutes, but whatever, it was done. But last week,
that's it.
No. This was happened today. Just why we got there, because last week,
40 minutes to convince them, or 40 minutes to get the job done.
No, 40 minutes to convince and to start doing everything. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So the whole thing probably took over an hour. I don't know. At the end, I was standing in the middle. I was looking. I was telling my wife, "Babe, I don't know what I'm doing. What do I do? What do I pick up? Please!" And she got up and helped. Guys, I was just looking around me. I'm like, "What do I pick up? What do I do?" I felt like a fucking.
You do at that point.
You need to get a big IKEA bag and start putting things in and doing different. Going back for another load when you empty that one. Just go back.
So last week it was something similar to that. I asked her to do something, and it just escalated. Just the attitude. And talking back to me, man. And I'm like, what the hell is happening here, man? I never talked back to my parents. And if I did, I got smacked in the head. You know what I mean?
There you go. There was a threat.
Here's the thing. And to get to what Chris was saying, I'm worried that, and especially because the girls, if I start demonstrating from now a person that is always angry and that is always yelling and that is always forcibly telling them what to do and do this, I don't want that image, that character to become kind of stapled in their mind, so that when they eventually meet someone or a husband or whatever, that I'm not abusive, but that quote unquote anger and abusive kind of environment is normal. Like, I don't want that. I want them to think that that's not what my dad was like. Why the hell are you talking to me like that? This is not right. Like, I want him to be able to kind of distinguish that and to draw the line, because I'm just afraid that if that is the constant in the back of their mind, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, okay, it's normal to get yelled at. And that I think is maybe gonna have
but it's
in the future.
It's two different issues, man. Because I think what you're alluding to is more disobedience. It's like, let's say they don't listen, because when somebody disobeys, they're doing either one or the other. They're either gonna not listen to you by disrespecting you or disrupting something.
Yeah.
Right. So disobedience is something different. Attitude is something else. Attitude is not, you're not obeying. It's not like you're not taking orders or following instruction. Is that it's the way you look at something. And your attitude could be very, very shitty, and it could like really jeopardize things you want to do. Right?
Yeah.
So I just find they're two different things. So the disobedience, I think, is one. The disobedience is like, you know what? I think people need to learn how to follow in order to lead. You don't have leaders that lead that have never followed. A good leader is somebody that knows how to, understands how to follow because he's learned how to take instruction and now knows how to do it. But just to go back to what you're saying, it's like, it's the problem is disobeying when you disrespect.
Right.
Because you could not do something, because let's say you ask your daughter or your son to
Pick
do
up
something.
your toys and she doesn't do it.
Yeah, or it's like you tell her to do something. Yeah. That's right, exactly. Because if she says, I don't know how to do it. If I don't know how to do it, that's technical. You could show her how. She doesn't know.
Yeah.
It's a real concern. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what you're asking me. But if she says, I don't want to do it, well, no, it's different. Now it's like, I don't want to do it. What is it? Is it because I feel strongly enough not to do it? Or because I don't care to do it? Am I stubborn? Am I lazy? I don't want to do it just to spite you, right? So I think it's nice to have that. I like that. When with Gerasimo, I like that sometimes. I question it. It's like, where is it coming from? But that's disobedience, right? That's them not listening. I find the attitude is what we have to correct more. Yeah. Disobedience is fine, because you know what? They don't listen in class. They disrupt the class. That's bad. They get kicked out. So they need to learn it at home, or else they're going to go do it in class. And that's how the world turns, right? If you're like bothering people, they tell you to stop. You're bothering class, you got to leave. You're in church and you talk too loud, you're disrespecting. So I think that's okay. But the attitude is where it's tricky.
Yeah.
And
you're gonna lose opportunities because of a bad attitude.
That's it. Yeah.
They're gonna spoil good moments of their own and forget your
and that's what's
attitude.
Really important.
That is one that it affects way more. You're right. Because usually defiance is, I don't want to do it. I don't, because I'm lazy. Or, they won't say they're lazy. I don't know how, because they're actually lazy. They say they don't know how.
Or I don't like this.
Yeah. It's like words matter, right? Like I don't, I won't, right? I can't. They all mean different things. So the disobedience I'm more comfortable with. I know how to deal with it. The attitude on optimistic, positive, learn how to tackle issues, have a good attitude, all that stuff, I'm good. But when it comes to time where it's like, hey, yo, oof. I just don't know.
Or they start acting smart.
I need to learn. That one I need to learn. That one I need some tips. I don't know if you guys have any tips.
Does it happen often?
No, it doesn't happen often, man. But it's
flex and peel up your T-shirt. Remind them whose arms are bigger.
Yeah. But you know what? This is one of those where the word, it's almost the same meaning when you're an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Like your shitty attitude. If you're young, let's say you bring it with you when you're an adult.
Yeah.
It will still cause the same stress. It will still cause the same jeopardizing the good opportunities. It would still make you live a shittier life if your attitude is shit.
Yeah.
So that's why it's an important one. You know what I mean? And you see it. You don't tell me you don't see people that have shitty attitudes.
Of course.
It's like you can't control the problem, but you control the attitude. So control the attitude. And you're telling somebody that, and it's like, what are you talking about? So I want to make sure they get that early.
Because, as frustrating as it is to see the attitude at this age, how much more frustrating it is when they're like in their 20s and 30s, because you like you said, you've experienced different things, different situations where with adults, with 20, 30-year-olds, and they're giving you attitude, and you want to throw a desk at them. You're like, what the hell just happened here? It's like, what? How are you like this? You know what I mean? And so, there's this.
And you're not born with it. You pick it up, right? Your attitude is almost like it's your experience, it's your education, it's like the environment. Like you'll pick it up. I find because kids tend to copy a lot. So if somehow let's say, get an example. Okay, right? I have my son, and somehow he picks up a stronger attitude, a more dominant attitude. He's going to pick it up. He's going to pick it up and bring it home and test it.
Yeah.
Because that was a dominant attitude.
Right.
So it's environment, it's experiences, and it's education.
They get impressed by the impact of where they picked it up from.
That's right. Yeah.
They get really impressed by, look at the power in this guy's hands. He's able to manipulate the situation just by being aloof and cold and an asshole. Let me try.
Yeah. And it's very important, man. I'm telling you, like most books you read on the development, personal development, growth, and stuff like that, leadership, attitude is like a chapter.
Yeah.
It's a chapter because it's the most important thing. It's how you're going to tackle the world, and Dennis Waitley famously said, how did he say it? He said, attitude is either the lock on or the key to your door of success. He's right.
Yeah.
It's the lens, right? It's the lens.
It's the perspective. Yeah.
It's the perspective. And sometimes I'll tell him little things, but he doesn't get them. But I know they're lodged in the back. I know they go park themselves in the back of his brain, and he'll bring it out when he needs to. But I need tips on this.
Yo, man, hey.
Bruh. Now, guys, it's not bro, it's bruh.
No, he started saying
BRAH.
BRUH.
Oh man,
bruh.
What?
Bruh.
How does that happen?
Maybe you should go pick a fist fight in the street to show him how fucked up you can really get.
Yeah.
Without intimidating him, show him how fucked up you can get. Just show him.